So obviously, for those who don't know, I'm sure you already know, of course, but Lamont Roach Jr. is facing Gervonta Tank Davis March 1st in Brooklyn for the WBA lightweight title. Couple weeks out, how's camp? How are you feeling? I mean, as we near closer to this fight.
Man, I feel great. Closing camp, man. Closing camp, winding down. I feel strong. I feel fast. I feel very confident. I just feel very, very ready to take this W.
Talk to me a little bit about the build up to the fight, because I was at the press conference, the launch one. The New York one was a little slow. The second one really popped off, right? It got heated. Is this genuine animosity, or is it just business to sell a fight?
Well, it's not really animosity. It's competition. Like that's what that's what we are with it. It ain't animosity. I don't got no problem with him. He ain't got no problem with me. Uh, he might have, took probably a little offense to,
Yeah.
what I'm saying, the people showing up for me, but what you expect? You in my backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like in my hometown, literally in the middle of my hometown. Like that's the area that I grew up in. Like that's really where I'm from. So what you expect? So
Yeah.
that's like it is what it is. And then at the end of the day, I like that. I don't want those mopey and what I'm saying. I don't want nobody to be mopey and talking about retiring and all that shit. I want a motherfucker to come as what I'm saying as
Want the
best as
best
he
version of
can,
it.
fired up. Yeah, exactly.
So
So
at the end of the day, there's no
so if that's
excuses
if
on
that's
their
what he
behalf.
needed, exactly. I don't want to be discredited for a win over a guy who's contemplating retirement.
No, I mean, it kind of leads me to, I mean, you kind of answered it a little bit, obviously, but like this sport, it's just as mental as it is physical a lot of times. And people have been talking about, Tank saying that he wants to retire, get himself mentally right. I mean, what went through your mind when you heard that? Because, some people can say, oh, if you win, it's an excuse. He wasn't right in the head or whatever. And at the end of the
Um,
day, I mean, they might try to discredit you. Is that a concern for you, or is just, you know, just
Hell
business? You're
nah.
gonna, you're gonna show it off anyway.
Hell nah, ain't not it. Nah, it ain't no concern for me. Shit, I'm doing what I gotta do. I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're preparing for the best tank
You have to.
that there is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we have to. So, and if we don't, then we'll be doing ourselves. I'll be doing myself a disservice. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what I don't. That's what I'm saying. That's the thing. I don't care what anybody else say.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's me and him in the ring. It's me and him competing against each other. So whether like you know what I'm saying, if I'm the best man at night, I'm gonna be the best man at night. Or no excuses. Nothing else. So
No,
yeah, for sure. And then like as far as him making those remarks, he might really do feel that way though. You know what I'm saying? Like people look at boxers and forget that we real people, like regular people. So if he do, you know what I'm saying, if he do feel like that, then you know what I'm saying, like that necessarily ain't my issue. But after the fight, like you know what I'm saying, like I holler at him and all that shit because like I said, I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem with him. And if he really, you know what I'm saying, he really going through real life shit. He probably really going through real life stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? As a person, like as a person outside of the fight, like after the fight, I would definitely, you know what I'm saying, like I'd definitely be able to speak up more about that. But right now it's go time.
no, 100%. And it's obviously good to hear that there is that respect and brotherhood because, like you said, I mean, people do forget fighters are real men too, regular people. So, but you're going to handle that business first, 100%. Now, talk to me a little bit about it because the approach to the fight, you were talking about obviously being the most prepared mentally and preparing for any version of Tank. Is the approach different or is it pretty much the same, even though you're going up against Tank Davis?
Well, the approach is, I don't want to say it's different because I always go in there with the mentality that like nobody, for real, nobody can fuck with me. Like, I'm the best. I'm just going out there to prove it. It's just a lot of naysayers and doubters that I really want to shut up. But again, it's a thing that like I have my own self drive. I want to prove that I'm the best. I want to show that I'm the best. Like I know it. I just need to go out there and prove it, and that's all I'm waiting for. So this is like it's not a real different approach, but because at the end of the day, we prepare for the best version of whoever's on the other side of that ring. We know what we up against. You know what I'm saying? We know we up against a good puncher. We know we up against a good boxer. We know we up against a guy who's fast. We know we up against a guy who got like a mean streak. So you know what I'm saying? Like we're preparing as we're preparing with all those things in mind. Like we're preparing with everything we have. Like I always give 110%. This might be 120 this time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. You need to in something like this. And leads me to the other thing, I this is me personally just saying it. I've noticed at least. I would say honestly, I would argue you may be one of the most confident opponents going into a fight with Tank that I've seen. So where does all that confidence come from? Because especially when you're being doubted continually by haters and people talking the talk, how do you keep grounded on that confidence?
Shit, I was here before them, before the doubters and the stuff, and I'll be here after the doubters and all that stuff. That shit don't move me. It don't move me for real. I come here to do what I got to do, man. I really have self motivation, and and on top of that, I have real people who really genuinely support me, who really care, who really want to see me win, who are really behind me. So you know what I'm saying? All the negativity really don't get to me. Like I don't care. Like I can have a handful of words for them. For real. That's it.
Is there anything you want to say to those haters who, continually say you're too small, too weak, this and that?
Uh, so you bet you need a censor for what I need to say to them.
We'll put it in the door.
Yeah, suck my dick. Honestly, that's it. Especially the ones who don't know shit about boxing. It's okay. Like other than that, it is what it is. Like, and that's 90. That's 99% of them. Like, I'm okay with people giving their boxing opinion or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, but then it's just like, all right, he's this, he's that, he's gonna, whatever. Like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I mean, you show it in the ring, and that's the easiest way to shut them all out and shut them down is having you succeed.
Yeah, for sure. I
So is
can't
that,
wait.
oh, 100%, and neither can we. I mean, is that, I gotta ask, because I saw a tweet today from you. Is that kind of where all that came from today? Like, what sparked it? There was a tweet you put out, this one about like before all you meat riders, get to
Oh
do
yeah.
normal day to day. What happened
Uh-huh,
there?
yeah, for sure. Because it's so you gotta think. Like it's just like a lot of them. There's so many of them. So like, and I know anything I say, like I can tweet nothing. Like I can tweet a period, space, and a number one. They're gonna be like, yeah, that's how fast it's gonna take for you to get your head knocked off or something like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then 1,000 people will go after it. So you know what I'm saying? Like, and then most of them be ghost accounts, like people who don't like have their real profiles up, or people who aren't like you don't know if they're real, like they're a real person because they're controlling and talking, but you don't know who they are or none of that. Like it's just weird. It's just like what drives you to come to my stuff and say something negative to me or whatever the case. If that's why, go talk to him. Go say something to him. Like, yeah, I think you're gonna knock. That's okay. That's like if you're a fan of him, go be a fan of him over there. Like that's cool. Why you gotta come say something to me? So that's what I'm saying. I just think that's weird, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Let's be real, it's a big problem, obviously, in sports and in boxing. I mean, you got a lot of keyboard warriors, and let's be real, people who will say
And
stuff that they will never say it to your face if they ever caught you.
exactly. That's the thing. That's the thing right there. Exactly. So it is what it is. It don't be and that's the thing. It don't be tripping me out. I just be wanting to let people know,
Yeah,
like, dude, you're a weirdo. If you didn't notice, like, like if you didn't notice, I'm gonna let you know right now. You're a weirdo. Like, hey, what are you doing right now? Are you at work or are you? What are you doing?
yeah. I mean, at
So
the end of the day, you got to throw it right back. Sometimes you have
yeah,
to.
yeah.
So, talk to me a little bit about today, actually. Aside from that tweet, there's been a video that's been going kind of viral today, actually, of Berlanga giving you advice. When was that? I mean, what advice did he give you?
That was probably like a couple weeks ago, and he was just giving me the advice of how it felt when he basically like relaying it to when he fought Canelo. Like, he's like, just stay focused. He was like, stay focused. They're going to try to throw you off your game. Obviously I'm fighting a superstar. He fought a superstar. So he was like, pretty much relaying it to him and was like, we was we're kind of like in the same shoes. A lot of people counted me out. Um, and he was like, you have a shot. He's like, you got a shot at pulling this off, so don't let nothing throw you off. That's basically what he was saying.
No, I mean valid advice, yeah, and it's the bright lights go
Yeah.
up, and so totally get it. Now, what's one thing,
Mhm.
because a lot of people be focusing on what you can do, what you can't do, what Tan can do, what he can do. What is one thing, in your perspective at least, that everyone is not seeing about this fight?
That I whoop a lot of ass. I really put belt to motherfuckers' ass. That's what I really do. A lot, and the crazy thing is, a lot of people do know that. Like
Yeah.
people who know boxing really know that. So that's the thing. So
Yeah, it's the
that's like that's a major thing.
yeah, I mean, most people won't want to admit it, but obviously showing it to them is something that they cannot, doubt anymore once it happens. And
And then everybody know once the competition step up, like once the level, that's when the bag really rise. Like that's when it force you to pull out your tricks and pull out your best shit.
100%. I mean, it doesn't get bigger than this, let's be real, at this point. This is the biggest fight of your career. So yeah, 100%. Now, why, because many people have tried, obviously. Why are you the guy to dethrone Tank Davis?
I don't know if you I don't know if you saw the gloves off episode, but I'm gonna give you somewhat of a quote of Barry
Yeah.
Hunter himself, his head trainer. I'm the most I'm the best and most skilled person he's gonna be in the ring with, like he's been in the ring with. On top of that, I got experience. They already know that. They are like what I just told you. Like a lot of people, they know I put belt to shit. They know that's what they know.
Yeah.
They know that 100% for a fact. So he gonna need his A game. He can't afford to have an off night because it's gonna be something else. But aside from that, that's really what like the motivation is me wanting to be the best and the fact that I'm really skilled and and I pack a punch too that people don't know. Like I do pack a punch, so it is like what I'm saying. Like it is. There's a lot of factors, but that one right there is the main one. Like I'm really going to be the best person he stepped in the ring with. Like with the current in the I don't know how to explain it. Like
Like the array of skill set that you have. It's balanced.
yes,
But like even to your point, I mean, I've seen a lot of comments and I've obviously watched your fights. I remember, especially to me, I was there for the Alvarado fight, but it's the defensive geniusness, right, that you bring to the table as well. I would say that's an attribute that I notice a lot about you. Yes,
yeah,
also the ability to create angles and create that pack a punch moment, right? It's not just a one. You have that one punch ability, but it's how you set it up as well.
yeah,
Um, so I get your point. It's the array of skill sets you're saying that you bring to the table that is different to something that he's not seen before.
yeah, for sure. And I don't just have one style. I can adapt. I can adapt. So and that's all a part of what makes it fun too. Like what's going to make it like a real spectacle.
That makes sense. So let me ask you this. It's March 2nd. Obviously, you have the confidence already, right? You got past the fight. You're the winner. March 2nd, the day after the fight, what do all the headlines, what do social media say about the fight and about you?
I'm going to keep banking on it. And I'm going to say fight of the year. I'm gonna say that I'm ready and prepared to go through a grueling motherfucking match if it has to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or even if it's a even if it's a high level chess match, it won't be boring.
Yeah,
because I'm trying to whack shit, and he is too, honestly. Like, let's not forget, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he is where he is for a reason.
of course.
So that's what I just think it meshes very well. And
Yeah.
so I think the headlines definitely say uh huge upset in a fight of the year candidate, worthy fight.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you got to have that mentality. And hey, maybe you'll be getting a lot of tweets and positive things out there about thank you how much money I won from your upset.
Oh my God, yes. And I can't wait until them people jump ship, and I'm gonna just be like, that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I don't want none of that. I don't want none of that. Stay over there. Stay over there. I'd rather you keep saying I'm trash even after I win.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, at least you know where people really stand. So
Hmm.
now, obviously, you got to focus on the fight March 1st first, and that's the primary focus, of course. But I'm sure you've thought about it, maybe like, what's next after this fight? What does a win with over Tank Davis becoming the WBA lightweight champion do for you? I mean, what plans would you have after that?
Man, it sets me up to be potentially on top of the boxing world. I know at the time and in the moment, I'm definitely going to be, you know, right there where they like just it's buzz, it's super buzz, 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 buzz about me and obviously what I'm gonna do next. So, not overlooking or not looking past, but I would want to unify. I've been saying this that this is the start of my legacy. Like, this is the start of my legendary run. You know how people have their runs that
Yeah,
solidify. They're gonna be like, oh, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people have those in their career, especially ones that are in the, like, sort of like in the top pound for pound. Like, Canelo probably had two runs. Terence Crawford had a hell of a run
yeah.
and still on one. Bam Rodriguez had a crazy three-fight streak with just crazy wins in a way. Unified, undisputed two weights. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit
It's
like
that
that. Like,
turning point, that turning
this
point in
is
someone's career.
yes, this is it for me. This is it for me, and this is going to catapult me to this. So I'm looking at unification either at 30 or 35.
Fair enough. And are there any names on that hit list once you do pass this test?
Oh, all the champions from 130 to 35. So you got Shockley Foster, who's the champion still right now, Emmanuel Navarrete. And the IBF is vacant. Trust me, I pay attention to this shit.
You have to, yeah.
Then you have Lomachenko. We don't know if he's still retired or not. Shakur and the winner of Baranchik and Keyshawn Davis. So those are those are front line. Those are no order is
Anyone can get it.
for sure.
Yeah, you mentioned, and obviously, I mean, that is the mindset. That's the right way to be, obviously, and obviously get past March 1st first. But talk to me a little bit about, because you mentioned it about Canelo Crawford. I want to get your thoughts on some other fights as well. What do you think of that? Now that it's finally been announced and it's been like a fantasy fight for so many people, that's a massive challenge for Crawford. I mean, what do you think of that fight?
I He's definitely daring to be great, and one thing he's obviously you could tell that he's a competitive mf'er. So he will definitely be in there take like not taking no for an answer, but I might think Canelo might be too big. Just just me speaking generally. He It might not look like that, but it's like it will probably be similar. Like, you could tell like the great little guy.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, yeah, the challenge is obviously he's coming up 14 pounds on top of where he last was, and that is daring to be great. So no matter what happens, obviously you gotta have the respect for that.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Now, one other fight that I want to get your thoughts on, obviously a lot of people calling it probably the best card anyone has seen in a long, long time from top to bottom, is the Bivol against Better Beef rematch. What are your thoughts on that fight? I mean, how do you see that one playing out?
I it's tough because they're both good at what they do. I think the difference in this fight could be, and we don't know, but the difference in this fight could be that Bivol will make adjustments. Um, I don't know what adjustments do or will keep his fighting style is just his fighting style. He's just a monster, and he's like a big guy. Obviously, he's super heavy handed and powerful. You know, and he uses that he using that to his likeness for sure. But I wonder if B-Ball is going to do certain things to change it up and be more in his favor. He might be in better shape too. I know the last two rounds better be he pressed the gas and he ain't let B-Ball do much them last two rounds. And that kind of sealed the deal for him. For sure. Like I think that's sealed the deal for him. So you never know. I look at it like, oh, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you still.
Yeah, I look at it like, okay, look at Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton's fight.
Yeah.
You know how close it was the first fight. Brandon Figueroa fought the same way from the first fight, and Scooter made subtle adjustments and sparked him, spanked
Makes
him,
the
just
world of a
smoked him.
difference.
It was easy. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think the difference could be in the fight. Now, if B-Ball doesn't make changes or drastic, like, you know what I'm saying, changes that affect the fight, generally, I think that Better Beef might squeak out you know what I'm saying, like a good competitive win as well.
You know how this business is. I mean, there's a lot of casual boxing fans in this sport, unfortunately. And obviously, a lot of people who know Tank, maybe they honestly haven't even seen him fight, but they know who he is, right? For those who are casual fans who are saying, who is Lamont Roach Jr.? Can you educate those fans a little bit? Tell us about Lamont Roach Jr. and maybe a bit of your history with Tank.
Uh, well, for starters, Lamont Roach Jr. is a winner. Um, I'm not in here to take no for an answer. I'm not here to lay down. I'm not here to be one of the usual suspects for Tank. That's why I'm gonna get that out there in the open and let it be known first. But just to give like a background, I was, growing up, I was just a rough kid. I was a rough kid. I was outside, doing what kids do. And, I got into sports. And once I got into boxing, man, I was just, I was determined. I was determined to do my thing. I succeeded. I succeeded a lot in boxing. I was very, 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 very skilled on a fast pace. I won 11 national championships. I won an international medal, and I was on the USA team for boxing for USA boxing. So that just speaks to some of my accolades. The history with Tank, I know Tank since I was about 10 in boxing. So we fought twice. One of those national championships that I could have won, I got second, and I lost to him. So he was number one, and I was number two in the nation. So now we here, we at it again, and we're going to see who's number one and who's number two in the world.
Obviously back to your fight, final couple things. Do you have a message for Tank Davis if he's watching this now that we're a couple weeks out?
Yeah, tell them don't. I tell him don't let them motherfuckers down there trick you because I'm not down there. He talk about some. Oh, he found out I'm not from DC. Yeah, fucking right. That's my city, and a whole lot of motherfuckers know that. That's that like that's my backyard. Come on, bro. Don't let them people trick you, bro. Stay focused. Stay focused. You worry about the wrong thing. But you better be ready. I'll tell you that. You better be ready. This ain't no like I said, I ain't your usual suspect, so you better be ready.
No, 100%. And is there anything else you want to share that maybe hasn't been asked or a message you want to share to your fans and maybe to those who might become your fans after March 1st?
Just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. I want to do the best for boxing that I can. Because at the end of the day, I'm a boxing fan at heart. Um, I love boxing. My life revolves around boxing. So I'm blessed to be in the position that I am right now. So stay tuned. I'll do the best I can to give you guys what you want. And those are true fans. Just to let you know, that message is for true fans,
The real
true
ones only.
boxing fans, and true fans of mine.
Yeah.
The the weirdos, I could care less about them. I don't care.
Stay on that other side.
Yeah, please.
Well, Lamont, obviously appreciate your time, and obviously we'll see you out March 1st during fight week. Wish you the best of luck, obviously, and to hopefully, do what you got to do. And obviously, no matter what happens, obviously we know we're going to put on a good show.
Man, no doubt, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Of course, Lamont. Appreciate you.
All right, no doubt.